Hey, check it out, El Sapo de Tempesta from Nightmare Theater here at Imagicon in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm talking to John-Dugan from, what was that?
Dugan.
It's John, what's his name?
Dugan, for Christ's sake.
Oh, it's John-Dugan, and it's John-Dugan, and you're from, what movie again? You're from Nightmare on Elm Street, was it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're from Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the guy that played Freddy Krueger. He played Freddy Krueger. Anyway, I'm kidding the whole time. He was from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This young man played the chainsaw. He played the role of Grandpa. Is that correct?
I was Grandpa. Yes, I was.
No, you must have had. That was several years ago, correct? So you must have had.
It was 36 years ago.
36 years ago. So you did the movie when you were 8.
No, it was 20.
He was 20 years old when he played Grandpa. I mean, that is quite a stretch. That puts you at what, 65 now?
Great.
He looked great now. So
great. I am so.
Can't say on public access, pal.
You can't?
No, not on this channel. No. I understand there's an interesting interesting story about the truck.
The truck.
The truck, the blue truck that drove away at the end of the movie.
Oh, I owned that truck.
He owned that truck. It's like John Voight's car on Seinfeld. He owned.
And it got hauled away by the Chicago.
It got hauled away by the Chicago PD, lousy bastards.
And they crushed it.
They
crushed my f***ing truck.
They crushed his truck. They crushed. What? Here, you take over.
What do you guys up to? So the truck got crushed. That's the end of that story. Now, tell us about the makeup, John, because that's what everybody wants to know about. You were in the makeup for how long?
Good God. It took 7 hours to put it on the first time. And then I was in for maybe 12, 13 hours in the makeup.
But that final day of shooting?
The final day of shooting, it took about, hi, Amy. It took about 4.5 hours to put it on. I was in makeup then for 28 hours. We shot for 28 hours.
Now, let me ask you something. Who do you think smelled the worst after that day?
Gunnar Hansen smelled like, you know what?
Is that what you're going to say?
No, do you really want to hear what Gunnar Hansen smelled like?
I do, yes. Because we're going to mail this to him.
It was not like human BO. It was like off-planet BO. I have never smelled anything as foul as Gunnar Hansen on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was he couldn't change his clothes the entire time they were shooting because they had his costume was dyed a certain way, like in a sink in somebody's apartment in Austin, Texas, with like Rit dye.
Right.
And they were afraid if they washed it, the colors wouldn't match. So he had to wear the same shirt the entire time we were filming, 6 weeks. And oh, good God.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
The doctor who did your makeup, did he know anything about makeup before he did that?
Well, he was a plastic surgeon, and he was kind of I guess a hobbyist when it came to makeup.
So it turned out pretty good.
So actually, he took my face and just aged it. So
you think it turned out pretty well there?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Actually, he told me, yeah, an earlier version of it, I guess. But he told me if I lived to be that old, which was like approximately 115 years old, that I would actually look like that. And when you're 20 years old, to know what you look like at 115 is kind of a creepy thing.
A bummer.
Yeah, kind of creepy, yeah.